I'm Mickey Colton.
And I'm Chad Dillon.
And this is the Utica Rallycross Series. Met you live for your qualifier event for Dead Man's Curve.
Oh my goodness, we're finally here after this shock-filled freaking season of both Arena Cross and Rallycross. I'm losing my mind.
Calm down, Chad. We have to tell the people what's going on here. So, this is not only the qualifier race for the Dead Man's Curve finale, but this is also the final race for the Utica Arena Cross Series.
Yeah.
So, what's basically happening is we have 40 cars here today, the largest entry list for a Utica Rallycross Series event. So, we got the 20 main series drivers that are all going to try and make the show. We have the 10 Arena Cross drivers where their finishes in this qualifying session will determine where they finish in their championship, and there is your point standings now. And plus we have 10 drivers making their first start of the season, trying to just make it as a one-off.
Exactly. It's going to be the battle of the championships. You got two championships going on at once, all competing to go to one final race. It's going to be an intense showdown today, but right here in the point standings, we have Mark Holbert and Andy Thomas battling it out.
Now, Holbert is the favorite. He has a huge points lead over Andy Thomas, so Thomas really has to make something happen. But this is the thing everyone's looking out for. Now, Tyler Kolesa and Todd Benoit, they've been battling close all year, but they're not locked into this event. So they have to qualify in this 40-car field.
Exactly. Imagine if the top 5 were all to not qualify. That would throw off the entire championship.
Actually, it would guarantee the championship. Tyler Kolesa would win, since no one could beat Tyler Kolesa. Yeah, if all 5 fail to qualify, then Tyler Kolesa wins. So, hey, that'd be one way, but it'd be very anticlimactic.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going to be taking a look at our starting order now, and drivers in green are running for the championship. Drivers in yellow are going to be the Arena Cross guys. Everyone else is just drivers that are just competing this weekend.
Exactly, and Alex Hawkins getting the tough break. I mean, already in a tough circumstance where the only way he can even win the championship if Tyler Kolesa is to not qualify.
Yeah, and he needs to make this show. So
Alex
Hawkins, not a good start to the year. He's really picked it up, but can he handle this course? It's going to be really challenging for him.
I mean, it is one of the easier, it's the last part of Dead Man's Curve, the easiest stretch. There's only one part that's going to really trip you up. It's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, and here's the rest of the starting order. We're going to be covering 20 cars in this session. Then we're going to go to commercial and then come back with the remaining 20. So, Alex Hawkins, the only championship competitor that drew in the first 20. That's not looking good for him.
Exactly. Now, one thing I want to point out is that this track, the last end of the track, is a lot like the Arena Cross Series style, where it's very, very precise, very technical, and I feel like the Arena Cross drivers are really going to shine today.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good show for them. You know, plus, the scarier thing, this course is similar to what it was last year, but it's not exact. So they changed up some things slightly. As we have our first driver on track, it's going to be Ron Orang from Cambodia. Now,
it's a holiday in Cambodia!
That's a Dead Kennedy song, but it's copyrighted. So Ron Orang, the unfortunate draw of picking first on our grid. So we'll see what he can do.
You know, he's going to go up the first section here. Now, this is one of the things I think that's going to trip up a lot of people is the big hump there. You know, you have to a weird momentum change in order to really hit it smoothly. Yeah,
and Orang, this is going to be a tough section for him, too, because this is a very high-speed area, and look at these little jumps, and he almost flips over the number 40. Now, Orang, I don't know much about this driver. He's completely new to me, and I didn't even know Cambodia had a racing scene, but coming to the line, a 39.83 to set the scene.
Not a bad start. I mean, a little shaky, but not bad for his first race in the Rallycross. But Xavier Singleton up to bat here, hitting the first jump. How can he do?
Not bad. He's going to make it over. Now, Singleton, endurance racer from the Pacific Northwest. If he can make the show, this could be a challenge for him, as this is going to be the longest course on the schedule.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge for anybody. I mean, the Dead Man's Curve in its whole, I mean, yes, it's challenging every single turn you make, especially the biggest. It has the hardest opening to any racetrack we've ever seen. I mean,
they've revamped it this year,
so
they made it more challenging. I am scared for these drivers.
But not a bad run for Xavier Singleton. Can he come to the line here?
And good weaving.
Yes.
So 38-48. If now it's Alex Hawkins who needs to make it happen here today.
All right, here we go. We're going to watch out for him, see how he can do.
See, over the jump, and that's going to slow him down a bit, but he can pick it up on the back end.
Exactly. You know, as long as he can, it's really tricky. I mean, the switchbacks are so abrupt, and if your momentum is going too fast, I mean, you could flip over in a matter of seconds. You know, 1 minute you think you might be going perfectly straight, like right here, you got a straight shot, but you might be able to change it up.
Yep, and Alex Hawkins, he did well in SAR. He won that race, so maybe he could do well in the main event here. Similar tracks, only this one's a little bit more
tough. No!
That is going to kill Alex Hawkins.
Having a great second half of this race, putting him in third.
I don't think 41-39 is going to get it done. It's now Betty Johnson for Victory Racing. They actually have changed their name. They have partnered with Foster's Beer. They're now, I think they're Foster's Racing, if I remember correctly. But the graphics department has not had a chance to update that since it's a really recent change.
Oh, man. Flying off of that hump there, going into the switchback. See how Betty Johnson can prevail.
In fact, the teammates are coming up one after another. Betty Johnson's here and her teammate
Whoa,
Annie Thomas
look at the
right
momentum
after.
here.
Here comes Johnson. This is looking pretty good. She just needs to make sure she avoids all those pylons at the end of the course.
Yes, and here's the hardest thing about
35-57. That's going to cream the competition.
Now here's the racer we got to look out for the Arena Cross Series Championship is Annie Thomas.
Now she's got to basically win if she wants to win this championship. So.
Yes, it's going to be a tough one. I guess Mark Hallberg, which has had a great season, a very consistent one in the Utica Arena Cross Series.
Ooh, a little topsy-turvy. Now, Annie Thomas, the first of the local drivers here today, an Australian. She attempted this race last year, but failed on the first jump, so hoping for redemption this time around.
And you know what? It doesn't even seem like a lot. I mean, most people fail on the first jump. I mean, saying that doesn't discredit you as a driver at all.
Yep, as we come to the line, 37.07. Not going to beat her teammate, though, so that's a little scary for her. Next up is another Aussie, Cooper Cyron, the number 37, running a one-off entry.
I have to say, though, that this Cooper Cyron has a crazy name. I love it.
And a crazy personality, too.
Yeah.
I was talking to him before this race, and he's a real ecstatic guy. He's real happy to be here, and he's happy to represent his home country.
Exactly, and, anybody to get the chance to race on this big of a stage, I mean, the lights are here, the cameras are rolling, the pressure's on.
Yep, and here we go. He's sending this machine down the racetrack, coming to the line.
Very
smooth. Could contend. Coming to it, 36-33. That's going to be second overall for Cooper Cyron. Next up, he's going to be making his last appearance in the Utica Rallycross Series, Michael Aurelio. After this, he's going to be retiring. And, this is not going to be a good retirement for him.
Oh, man, Michael Aurelio, a gem to the sport of Rallycross. I mean, he has brought me smiles every time he goes on the racetrack. It's just so sad to see him go after this.
Yep, his replacement is going to be Finnish driver Conrad Wilson, who's a very talented young man.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a shame to not see Michael really around anymore. He will be racing in other series, but he's just going to...
I have to admit, though, this speed coming out the final stretch here is probably the fastest I've seen.
Will it be enough? A 38.01. That might be pushing it, but he's currently in the top 5 still. Next up is Jeffrey Finguy. He's been really going around to all these young rookies and giving them advice this weekend about how to run the course. He's been very confident in himself.
Yeah,
that confidence might have run out there.
The best people to talk to for the rookies is their veterans. I mean, that's how it is in every sport. I mean, these guys have went through it all. They've seen what these track developers can really put up their sleeves and...
He had a group of about 10 drivers standing around him, basically legs folded, just listen to his tales.
Yeah, but hits the side guardrail.
I think maybe Finguy should have taken notes.
Exactly, Finguy he might not be able to make even the final event. This is not a good time for him.
Yeah, this is looking pretty bad.
I would like to point out though, a 43.69.
That's the slowest time so far. I think he studied the wrong end of the course.
Next up though, we have Carson Bechtel, the man, the myth. May I say it? The new legend!
Oh, man. I'm not sure what's worse, the Bechtel thermometer or that. But Carson Bechtel, this would be a good way to punctuate his season if he can make this event. The odds are against him.
I have to say, though, he's had a
so far, the driving is, too. He's been pretty inconsistent on this section of the course.
Not bad for the first section, as long as he can finish it off. But something I have to point out, though, is that final pylon section. See how you can have the momentum? If you get a little bit of airtime, it can snap your car right into the front pylon.
36.80, not too bad for him. Third place overall.
Yes.
Next up is the Englishman Nathan Minazuki for NV Off-Road Tech Racing. Let's hope that their off-road tech is superb today.
Ooh, not a good start there, especially with the side swipe there. But I have to say, though, Nathan Minazuki as a rookie did phenomenal. I mean, he was one position shy of trying to compete for the championship. And
it's a real shame that Kalesa blew him out of the water for Rookie of the Year, but
yeah. But I mean, again, it's still a great season for him. He created a name for himself, and hopefully he's in it for years to come.
If he didn't plow off into the bay in Laos, that would have been a good run for him. But 37.84, 5th place overall, that's okay. As next up, Alex Tanker is on track for Tanker Motorsports. You know, he's running the tail end of this Arena Cross Tour. Wasn't running in the top division this year, but you know what? He's trying to make it work. Doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, Tanker's going to tank over there, and I'm not sure if this run's going to be good enough to make the show.
I know. And, he did use a method, though, I noticed here. A lot of drivers, that they'll slow down before that hump so they can build momentum going down the hill.
Yeah, because if you catapult off that thing, when you make impact with the ground, that could actually slow you down more than if you actually just pull out of the throttle.
Exactly, and it's a smarter, it's also a more conservative approach to it. It's easier to not fall, basically.
38.87. We're getting conflicting signals there, but Thomas Beatty for Tab Motorsports.
Mick Beatty in the house! Mick Beatty in the house! Mick Beatty in the house!
Yeah, as Thomas Beatty makes his return, one race only, but we're glad to have him back.
Oh man, I've been wanting to say that since you said that he was back today, baby.
He's been touring with Austin Ogo on their hip hop tour. They've been doing a global tour. And he decided, you know what? Let's come back to the racing. Let's see if we can get that done.
I know. Tour's called Wiggity Wiggity Racing. It's great.
Mm-hmm. They did a good job, though. They got booed off in Syria.
yeah, it was. But a 35.11.
That's gonna be the top time.
Wow, man. What a man! He is really
stacking papes and now stacking at the top of the charts.
Wow, I hope you were gonna say something else.
I don't know what else I could have said, Chad.
I don't know.
Next up is Nick Pericles, who is, an early favorite for the championship, just couldn't get it done in Hong Kong.
I know, and there's a lot of that's the tough part about the series. I mean, if he was last season, I think Nick Pericles would have been a man of the championship because he slowed down a little bit near the end of the season, but he could have picked it back up if there was another 10 races.
And that's why Adam Dunlap did so good last year. He was just on fire all season long. That's why he won it by a race.
35.64.
Such a good time. Third place for Nick Pericles. And next up from Jamaica, it's Darren Blake for Anthony Blake Motorsports.
All right, now Darren Blake, a new name. I've never heard of him before. We'll see how he can do.
Yeah, we'll see how he does. I see he's already made some friends. John Zamilios was talking to him about vacation plans.
Vacation plans? Really? Where are they going to go?
I think Jamaica.
Oh,
I think
really?
that's why.
Oh, I
know Zamilio. He loves Jamaica. That kid's always talking about Jamaica this, Jamaica that, Jamaica me crazy. You know what I mean.
Wow. I mean, wow.
Coming to the line, what can happen?
Here he goes, as long as he doesn't hit a pile and hits the straightaway here at 35.29. A great time for Darren Blake.
Next up is going to be Skylar Dixon for Dixon Motorsports. Let's see what he can do today in that 27 machine. It's been an awful year for Skylar Dixon. See if he can end on a high note.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of the drivers that have had a rough season, they just want to get to that final stage. It is like it's the final leg of a series, and I don't even know where I'm going with that, actually.
Well, we know where Skylar Dixon's going as he's heading toward the finish line. We're going to way down the back stretch. It's actually tracking pretty well.
Oh!
Keeping control. So Dixon coming to the line. He had such a good run last year in Utica Rallycross Series, but
wow,
he couldn't adjust to Arena Cross. That's the
wow!
time.
Whoa!
Out of nowhere, and guess what? That hands the champion over to Mark Holbert.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
So congratulations to Mark Holbert. He will be running in the second half of this run. There's now Colin Bartel on track. I'm surprised he's not first. He's not first up.
Exactly. Colin Bartel, the last 4 events, I think it was, it's just been first up or first 5 up. I mean, it's a unlucky break for him.
Yeah, this has been an unlucky season for Bartel. 3-time winner, but very inconsistent. See what he can do coming to the line.
Whoa!
Oh! Contact, that would have been flying.
36.22. 36.22.
Not too bad. That could make it. I'm not sure exactly we're going to be on the making it mark for your time. But William Brock for Forza Turismo Racing. New face, new name, completely new to the sport.
Oh!
And, I think he's new to that, too.
You might want to go back to Pokemon there, Brock.
But William Brock, let's see what he can do in this number 35 machine. He's already got a bit of a handicap, but if he can pick it up on this back end of the course, maybe he can have a good run yet.
I mean, a good example.
Oh,
no! He's able to get back on his front wheels. He's able to turn it around.
That is amazing. William Brock, he's not going to make the race, but he's going to make a highlight reel for sure.
Oh, man. I wish we'd have a compilation at the end of the series. There's been a lot of big fails and saves throughout the season.
41.90. Not good for William Brock, but at least he's going to make our memories. Is now Stephen Carter for Allen Racing is on track.
The man that could not fail, but then did fail because we jinxed him.
Yep, but hey, maybe he won't fail today. He's good at this track.
Yes,
he did really well last year, 3rd place.
So Stephen Carter looking to keep that momentum alive from last season. So far, so good.
Yep, and this team has been very quiet this year. It's not been doing terrible, but it's been very quiet here.
Cutting the court.
These bumps are really going to throw his car across the racetrack.
But he still has the momentum. He still has the speed. As long as he doesn't hit a pylon, he might be able to get it.
35-49. Top 5 for him. Next up is Mason Powers. Will he have the power for this last event? Can he muster up just a tiny bit of juice?
It looked like he forgot to pay his electrical bill right in the beginning of the season. But he was such a good... He just looked like he could do so well, and he just dropped off.
I know, it's a real shame for what happened to Mason Powers this year. It's been an uphill battle, but, at least he's going to finish out the entire season. They kept the funding going for that long. At least better what you could say for Dylan Thoreau. And
no! He almost ruined it.
Oh, that is an absolute shame for Powers. This run's just, tanking at the moment. So Powers coming to the line. So we have 40-16. Not that good.
Yeah.
But now we have our last driver for this section. It's the return of Anthony McCurry for Coyote Tech Racing.
Coyote Tech! Sorry, I wish that was their thing.
No, it's not their thing. No matter how much you invade their team meetings. But McCurry, we're glad to see him back. He's been out of the race car for a while, but he's back with a vengeance as he's going to try for this one today.
Yeah, exactly. But it's been a very close contest, especially for a lot of the new drivers today. I mean, look at that top 5.
I know, a lot of solid performances today as coming to the line. McCurry, this is actually tracking pretty good. 34-69! He's going to crack the 35 mark, and that's going to do it for the first segment here. Down there, we have Jeffrey Finguy. He is currently 20th. We're going to keep that updated in the next round to see who's going to be making the show and who's going to get knocked out.
Anthony McCurry coming back with a bang, that's for sure.
Finguy better hope for 20 DNFs.
Yes, but I guarantee you with Tyler Kalesa and Tyler Benoit and Matt, look at that line up there. We got all the top drivers. He ain't gonna last.
Yep. We will see you then.
Next time.